Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SSDA Soundwave Podcast. We are trying something new. We are delivering you a summary audio version of our September 2025 newsletter. And for those of you who don't know, our newsletter comes out monthly, so keep an eye on your inbox. And I'm Gwen Bell, your host today, and the Senior Communications Specialist for SSDA. I'm excited to be joined by SSDA Executive Director Yuri Calderon. Thank you for being here.
Gwen, thank you. Thanks for doing this and for helping our members digest their newsletter in an audio format. I love that we're doing this. This is a great new service to our members.
I love it too. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, we have a strong message from the SSDA president, Dr. Nicole Newman, and the superintendent of Wheatland Union High School District. Her article focuses on people, values, and leadership, especially how leaders show up when communities face hard moments.
Exactly. Her theme, Engage, Empower, and Elevate, is essentially our E3 forum, right? It really sets the tone. It's about engaging in policy, empowering leaders with tools and confidence, and elevating the voice of small and rural school districts. Really, it's about celebrating who we are and what we do. I really appreciated her reminder that kindness isn't just a nice add-on, it's a core part of leadership.
I absolutely agree with that. It's a great article. She also highlighted that A Touch of Understanding, a program where students learned empathy and respect, especially around disabilities. That's the kind of work that shapes cultures in schools.
Absolutely. And speaking of tools, she also mentioned our board policy program with the AI bot that helps answer questions about board policies. She also mentioned our new Proposition 2 Facilities Master Plan, where we've partnered with EDAP to provide a service to overcome the new requirement in Proposition 2 to have a 5-year facilities master plan. Both of these services are designed to make our life a lot easier for our small and rural school districts and to let leaders focus more on what's important, their students and student achievement.
Yep. And if you want to get added to the list for our board policy program, you can email staff@ssda.org. And for the Prop 2 Facilities Master Plan, you can register on Wild Apricot, or you can just go to the SSDA website at ssda.org. So now, as part of our newsletter, we also have some legislative updates. So let's talk legislation. It was definitely a busy session this year with some good wins for our small and rural schools.
Absolutely. Our newsletter has a comprehensive look at all the bills that were passed. We saw a handful of SSDA-supported bills get signed into law. For example, AB 503, which restores the Civic Center Act cost recovery, and AB 927, that adjusts the inspection responsibilities. AB 642, expanding catastrophic leave. Then there are bills around teacher pipelines, ADA protections, and even some for reducing reporting burdens.
And looking ahead for SSDA, the priorities are clear. We're going to address teacher shortages, fixing funding inequities, especially around transitional kindergarten, and cutting through red tape so administrators can focus on what matters, the students.
Exactly. And we're also strengthening how we gather feedback from every region and every member, so our advocacy reflects all voices, charter and non-charter alike.
Absolutely. Part of this, we want to spotlight SB 88. This policy has caused some waves. So Yuri has covered this topic in an article, and he will share an overview with us now.
Yeah, Gwen. So this is the article that I wrote for the newsletter. There's the new transportation law that went into effect in July that was passed in the last legislative session. The intention was good. It was to keep students safe while being transported. But the way it was being applied is creating a big challenge for particularly for our small and rural communities. The requirement, background checks, drug and alcohol testing, medical exams, vehicle inspections, they're all important. But for small communities and small schools with limited staff, it's a little bit overwhelming. And to make it worse, the state's interpretation of the law has been too broad, applying restrictions to activities like athletics, field trips, that were really never intended as part of the law. So SSDA is pushing both an administrative correction with CDE, and we're also proposing a legislative fix that would especially help tailor this law for the rural realities.
Yep. So bottom line, safety is crucial, but it shouldn't come at a cost of field trips or enrichment opportunities for them.
Exactly. We want our students in the rural communities to be able to enjoy the same extracurricular activities, sports, and field trips that our urban partners are able to experience.
Exactly. So shifting gears now, we have some wonderful programs and E3 forums, like Yuri mentioned earlier. Our E3s stand for Engage, Empower, and Elevate. And we just had our first E3 forum in beautiful Lake Tahoe with a great group of leaders.
Gwen, this was an amazing event. We had over 70 participants in Lake Tahoe. It was a beautiful setting. We were overlooking the lake. Um, and the C3 Forum really was a chance for leaders to connect, share strategies, and recharge, right?
Mhm.
And to get some very much needed professional development, not from professionals, but from each other. It's an opportunity for there to be a true exchange and collaboration around key topics. And in this particular case, we focused on the business of operating a school district. And so we had a lot of content for CBOs and for our superintendents around facilities, HR, and business operations accounting. Um, we've got a lot more coming up. We've got Santa Rosa, Redding, Bakersfield, San Diego, Imperial, and Sonora. All of these are coming up throughout the rest of this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of our superintendents, our member superintendents, and our non-members are welcome to attend as well at one of these upcoming E3 forums.
And Santa Rosa is on October 2nd, super close, and that's going to focus on governance and the importance of vision. And then Reading is October 3rd, and that is focused on instruction and curriculum. We have Aaron Walker, the CEO of Next Gen Math, who's going to do a keynote. And we also have Jacob Carr from the Butte County Office of Education. So you do not want to miss them. They are fantastic. And we,
Exciting content.
mhm. We also want to mention our second annual governance series. We just had our first session with Dr. Paul Gotthold and Randy Erickson, and they focused on student board governance relationships. So there's still 5 sessions left, so make sure you register for those, and we can't wait.
Gwen, we brought this back because of the overwhelming popular demand of this program. Last year, our 5 series governance series, we had over 350 registrations for the series, and so clearly there is a strong demand for this. And so we're doing it again this year, and I'm excited. Steve Wright from Eastern Sierra Unified will be presenting coming up here in October.
I'm super excited for that one. So next, we're gonna go over some district spotlights, which is my favorite part, where we highlight our member school districts. And our first story was about Paradise Unified School District. And nearly 7 years after the campfire, they have been rebuilding, and it's been quite the project for them. But I was able to speak to Superintendent Betsy Amos and the Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, David McGrady, and they were wonderful to listen to, and they were doing some inspiring things, including building a new elementary school campus that you will see in the newsletter with a video of what it's going to look like, and it's beautiful.
Gwen, this is truly an inspiring story about the strength and resilience of our rural communities. Paradise was almost completely taken out by the campfire, and there was a lot of doubt that that school would ever come back.
Mhm.
And to see them in the process of completing their elementary school, that is exciting. And what a story to spotlight in our newsletter. You don't want to miss reading that story. What a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we have Eastern Sierra Unified School District Superintendent Heidi Torix to start off the school year. They were inspired by Ron Clark, who was one of our speakers at the 2024 annual conference, where they started the house system and they put their students and staff into four different groups. And it was kind of a competition, but a friendly competition where they would go based off of community, belonging, and whatever category they were in. It helped us kick off the school year and created a lot of pride among their students.
And Heidi's an amazing leader and truly somebody that others can look up to. And then just on the other side of the mountain range is Sierra Unified in Fresno County. And that's highlighted in our newsletter as well. They just had their ribbon cutting ceremony for their new high school library. And the newsletter talks a little bit about their modernization of their spaces, new technology, and their effort to secure Proposition 2 funding for these projects.
Yeah. So these stories really show how small and rural schools innovate and thrive, even with limited resources. And if you want your school district to be highlighted, you can reach out to me, and we would love to have you in the next newsletter.
Yes, Gwen. And speaking about resources, we're reminding members about the free attendance tracking tools from Attendance Works. Last year we had a great presentation from Attendance Works. They have made some tools available. It's DATS and SATS, DATTS and SATTS. They help schools monitor chronic absenteeism and break down data in really useful ways. So I encourage districts to take advantage of that free resource that we were able to highlight as part of our work with Attendance Works and in our newsletter.
Absolutely. And as mentioned before, we have the Prop 2 Facilities Master Plan with EDAPT in our board policy program. Big time savers, and you also save money, so sign up for those. And also at the end of the newsletter, we put the job board. So there are a few school districts listed that are looking for some CBOs. So make sure you look at the job board on our website too and apply for those positions if that's something that interests you. So before we wrap, we should mention two important laws around immigration enforcement, AB 49 and SB 98. And this article in our newsletter was written by Capital Advisors. So Yuri will go over a little
Absolutely.
bit more.
Yes, absolutely, Gwen. And these are two that you're going to have to watch out for. March 1st is a operative date, March 1st of 2026. These two new laws require schools to set clear policies on how to handle immigration enforcement, update their comprehensive school safety plans, and ensure that communication is multilingual and transparent with families with respect to potential immigration enforcement actions in their areas. So you need to this is an article you won't want to miss. Districts have to have everything updated by March 1st, 2026. The Attorney General will be updating their portion of this. I believe it's in December. Is that correct, Gwen?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a lot to take in, but the goal is building trust, ensuring schools are safe places for every student and family. So don't forget that March 1st, 2026 date. And to close it out, I just want to ask Yuri, what are your top three takeaways for leaders listening today?
Thank you, Gwen. I think I'd say that the top three takeaways are that, to use the newsletter effectively to stay on top of policy changes, especially Senate Bill 88, AB 49, and Senate Bill 98. Number two, use the tools and programs SSDA offers to lighten your load. The board policy program is designed and intended to help make policy adoption a simplified process and to simplify policies so that your community can better understand how you run your district. And then finally, number three, I'd keep building culture. Those district spotlights show how powerful community and belonging can be. Share those with us so that we can share them out with the small school district community.
Well said. Thank you, Yuri, for sharing. And that is a wrap on our first audio newsletter. So thank you for listening.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you next month.